Jack Victor, Heritage Gold, Alberto, and Zanella. It's Gary Michaels' 42nd anniversary sale going on now through October 18th. Gary Michaels Clothier's 56th and Pine Lake, right here in Lincoln.
If you're seeking a career with a growing company, Gaina Trucking and Excavating is hiring and looking for additions to their team. Gaina Trucking has a strong team culture, competitive pay, 401ks, and benefits like health, dental, and vision. Drivers are guaranteed 40 hours per week, even in the winter months, and are home every night. Start your career today at Gaina Trucking and Excavating. Apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Nebraska Lottery.
Do you have a new lotto game called Nebraska Pick 4?
Yes, sir. It costs just $1 to play. There's a $6,000 top prize with drawings every day, and you can choose from 6 different bet types.
Kind of like Nebraska Pick 3 with a bigger jackpot and more bet options?
Yes, sir. Any other questions I can answer?
Yeah, I misplaced my phone. Do you know where it is?
You're using it.
Ah, so I am. You lottery people know everything.
Straight bet top prize odds 1 in 10,000.
Load up on meat and more this spring at The Mercado by Certified Piedmontese with great selections of T-bones, tomahawks, ribeyes, filet mignon, brisket, sirloin, and so much more. The Mercado has locations at 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, and now 85th and Old Cheney in Lincoln, where you can have $2 draft beer every Thursday night from 4 to 8 p.m. and half-price espresso drinks on Fridays from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Get to The Mercado today for the best meat in town.
Are you looking to upgrade or improve the garage door on your home? This is Cameron Hall of Doors Plus. At Doors Plus, we guarantee to offer a wide selection of options from 5 leading garage door manufacturers as we deliver a free estimate, exact measurements, and rapid installation with a 3 to 5 week time frame. When you choose Doors Plus for your residential garage door needs, you'll work with our experienced technicians and be ensured that your new door seamlessly complements your home. Give us a call at 402-590-5800 or visit us online at DoorsPlusLLC.com. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red!
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just their professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at PAHLincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, their passion for happier, healthier, furry friends.
MHC isn't a new company, just a new name. Moe's Moving is now Moe's Home and Commercial. Whether moving across town or across the state, MHC Moving has you covered, specializing in home, apartment, assisted, and independent living moves. MHC can handle your commercial moves as well. MHC Moving has 0 hidden fees. You'll never pay for same-day booking or be charged for stairs, heavy items, or elevator fees. Rates are the same Monday through Saturday, and you will never pay a truck or fuel surcharge. And they offer payment plans through PayPal. Call MHC Moving today at 402-853-7167 or go to mhcmoving.com. When it comes to concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction doesn't stall, they go for the takedown. As Nebraska's full-service concrete contractor, they stay in bounds, hold inside position, and never forfeit quality. Whether it's foundations, flatwork, or concrete coatings, they elevate performance and pin down results that win every time. Stevens & Smith Construction is a proud sponsor of Takedown Tuesdays on 93.7 The Ticket. Because when it's time to wrestle with concrete, Stevens & Smith Construction slams expectations.
Hi, I'm Sarai, your personal banker here at Midwest Bank. I'm proud to serve our community in English and in Espanol because everyone deserves a banker who understands them. This Hispanic Heritage Month, we're celebrating the traditions, values, and dreams that make our community strong. Whether you're opening your first account, planning for the future, or growing your business, estoy aquí para ayudarle a alcanzar sus metas. I'm here to help you reach your goals. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank. Member FDIC.
Welcome to The Drive with Aaron Davis and Nick Sainert. former football national champion, speaker, and author Aaron Davis.
Pain is a teacher if you use it. And the lessons in the carnage of pain sometimes are elusive. They hide, they're stealth. The work is finding the lessons through the pain. There's always a message in the mess. Depends on if we want to get dirty and look for it.
Nick Sainer.
Driving left side is Boyer, picks up his dribble, looking for some help, decides to go up strong with it, and the layup will rattle home. Jack Riley picks the pocket of BJ Bradford up the floor to Jack Hostrider. Watch out! Mafisi in the lane, kicks it out. 3-ball, Townsley, right wing, it's good!
Sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Folks, welcome to this wonderful Wednesday. The birds are chirping. The sun is out on 1040 O Street. Come down to the mill. Got a nice little crowd out there that was meeting like we usually do most mornings. We got Bach in the house. Bach, what's happening, man?
That's right. Good to be here with you.
Good to see you, man. Every time I'm at the Chicago airport, I think about you just like, man, Bach slept in this joint. Man.
That's right. It's a true story.
So, and Bach, I see you got your power drink over there, man. Is that your wake-up drink?
Pretty much, yeah. It's a little bit earlier than I'm usually on the radio, but it's not too early, I suppose.
Hey, I thought about texting you like real early this morning to send you the kind of the rundown. I was like, Bach would be like, dude, if you text me again at this hour, me and you are going to have some words at the studio. Folks, of course, as we talked about yesterday, we got Nick Swim as well as Austin Orman. They are on their way to actually should be landing shortly in Chicago, depending on air traffic. They just had a direct flight from Omaha to Chicago for Big Ten Media Days for basketball. And then both of those guys will be attending the Cubs. Hopefully win. I know we got a lot of Cubbies listening. Hopefully they get a win. If not, Swim may not even come back, man. He may just stay there for a while. Austin may have to do some welfare checks on him while they're there. But, folks, we're going to hop right into our guests. First of all, we got a full show for you today at 9:30. I want to get your thoughts on this. My alma mater, the Lincoln High Lynx. Once a link, always a link. Jake, I don't want any smart talk for you from my Lynx regarding this decision that was made. They made the decision yesterday not to play against number 1 ranked in the state and number 19 ranked in some polls in the country. Millard South. We'll get into that. They made the decision to forfeit the game. I want to hear, we want to hear, because, this is going to take us from 9:30, and I decided history segment is going to be on this as well, because this is a very, very monumental decision. And then, Bach, also, do the other 2 teams at Millard South, do they follow suit? You just don't know in the situation. I don't blame either party. Here's what I say. Something has to change from the leadership level in making sure this gets mitigated, that they find something. Other countries, it seems like other countries as far as it goes. Other states have made changes in their system to where this is not so much of a disparity. So I want to get your input. How do we fix, and it's not just in basketball, just in football either, Jake. We both know that. Some other schools have been doing this for years as far as that goes. So I want to get your input. And if you haven't had time to look it up, if you're in Lincoln or just even online, regardless if you're in Lincoln or not, because we have listeners all over the country, even some around the globe, look up what this is going on. Because you know what? Something needs to be done. I see every part. I see each standpoint from both sides of it, but something has got to get solved because at the bottom line, folks, it's the kids are the ones who are getting screwed in this whole deal. So we want to discuss that. But before we go there, we have Lee in the house. Good morning, my friend.
Good morning.
Good morning. And Lee, you are a football. I know you're a football aficionado too. And I remember your story when you first started following Nebraska football years ago. Like me, we're a little older than Jake. Put it that way.
Yeah, there's the reason I have gray hair.
Well, that reason I have no hair. Yeah. So hopefully how do you feel so far with the season at Nebraska sitting at 4-1?
Well, overall, the record, is great. I'm happy for that. It's been hard to watch at times, no doubt. Mm-hmm. This last week against Michigan State was tough. We had the foot on the gas pedal, and then all of a sudden it just seemed like we hit a yield sign, and we waited for them to show up, mm-hmm. and then we made it a game again. And excuse me, I want to go back to the days where we had the foot on the gas pedal and we didn't take it off.
You were very gentle when you said they hit the The yield. You said a yield sign?
I said yield.
I thought they hit several deer in the second quarter, Nick. Jake. I think Dylan was sacked like 85 times in a span of 3 minutes. So it was like bam, 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 bam. There were deer in the windshield. There were deer hairs in the grill of the car, of the vehicle. But they got it cleaned up, ended up taking care of the win. But Lee, like I said, I always wanted to bring that up and talk about Nebraska football. Lee, why are you here to tell us about your event that's coming up and the good that you do for so many families across the state?
Well, first of all, thank you very much for this opportunity. I love an opportunity to get in front of people who we normally wouldn't get in front of. I am the founder of the Foster Care Closet. We serve all across the state of Nebraska. We are really a pretty small nonprofit in the sense of scale, but like many of my other nonprofit friends, we have also seen a significant funding cut. And the Foster Care Closet lost over $200,000 when the state decided not to renew the partnership that we've had for the last 12 years.
Because they had cutbacks they had to make.
They did. Yeah. I mean, it's just one of those things. I'm not here to blame anybody. What I am here for is I want to have an opportunity to educate your audience on how easy, how simple, and how cost effective it is for them to be involved in making a tangible difference in the life of a kiddo in foster care. I was doing some of the numbers, and if we have just 1,200 people or businesses that will commit to $30 a month, that's less than 5 cups of coffee, right? We can serve the entire Lincoln area alone with brand new clothes twice a year. And we really focus on serving youth with 5 new outfits because we are passionate about restoring dignity. And we believe that kids get their sense of dignity by how they look, how they fit in with their peers. And so new clothes is a part of that. To be able to say, I have something nobody else has worn, or that somebody else feels I have the right to wear this, right? That speaks value into the life of these kids.
Lee, when you brought up the word dignity.
Yes.
And I want to get, I've done a lot of work in speakings for CASA.
Yeah.
Court appointed specialist assistants for, in the court system for the kids that you serve.
Right.
Now, some people may hear this, and if you listened to our show a long time listener, you probably remember Lee from the Foster Care Closet. But however, if you haven't, we're not talking about kids that are coming from homes where they got mom or dad, or mom there or dad there. Tell us about the background of these kids and why it's important for them. So we're not talking she's AD. I wouldn't mind having 2 outfits a year too, right. But understand the background. So give them a background on where these kids are coming from, to where something as simple as a new shirt. We're not talking about an $80 shirt. We're not talking about a pair of Air Jordans or things like that. Tell us the background on where these kids are coming from and their usual packaging for when they're moving clothes, the trash bag.
Mm-hmm. So kids who are in the foster care system generally come, and I want to be very careful here because it is general. Every story is its own story, but generally they're coming from a background where there has been some outside stressors that have caused the adult in their life to make some bad decisions, right? It's led to abuse. It's led to neglect. And it's just placed the kiddo in a position where they can no longer stay safely in their home environment. Oftentimes, they are not people of means. And so they've already been struggling. They've already been to all of the garage sales and all of the secondhand stores. They've had people handing them things down along their journey prior to ever getting to the front door of foster care. And so I have very personal experience with the foster care system. I spent the first 7 years of my life in foster care. My husband and I fostered for 13 years. And through that process, we ended up adopting 4 out of foster care.
Oh, wow.
And so I have seen foster care from pretty much every angle. And the one thing that has remained true is that it's a decision's made that a kiddo cannot stay safely in their home, and they're dropped off at a stranger's home with nothing. There's nothing to pack.
Right.
And generally, if there is something to pack, it doesn't fit. It's torn. The zippers don't work. It's not the appropriate seasonal clothing. And so if you can stop just for a minute and picture taking your kids to school. When you take them to school, generally you make sure they have clean clothes on, that they've been able to brush their teeth, comb their hair, right? They've also had a good night's sleep. These are kiddos that when removal happens, it can happen at 10 o'clock at night.
Right.
It can be 2 or 3 in the morning before a foster home is identified. So they're showing back up in math class wearing the same clothes they were wearing yesterday. And very little sleep. They're still trying to figure out, how do I deal with this trauma emotionally? So the reason that we exist is so we can stand in the gap between when that decision's been made that they can't stay in their home and what they need to do to move forward in a dignified manner. That's why the new clothing matters. They're picking out what they want to wear. We are set up like a store. So they go in, they shop for themselves. So to your point, oftentimes when a kiddo is coming from their home into a new home, their stuff is just thrown together last second. It's thrown into a trash bag. And then they show up at the new home and you just dump that trash bag out, and there may or may not be anything that works for that. When they come shop with us, they're getting the new clothes. We're packing it into a backpack. So they have something to carry the clothes in a dignified manner. When they get to that new placement, they're able to unpack, hang up, put in a dresser, whatever. It just all feeds into the emotional well-being of that youth as they're having to transition into foster care. We want to be about helping them make that transition as opposed to just feeling like they've just been thrown in there.
And Jake, feel free to chime in too. The question I have for you next, Lee, before we get into the event that's coming up, when those kids, when you just mentioned that, my mind just went to not even be able to comprehend the trauma they're going through, regardless if it's 6 at night or 6 in the morning or 2 in the morning, they're being uprooted by strangers, taken to another stranger's home.
Right.
And all they have is in that trash bag or that duffel bag, whatever it may be, and then saying, this is your new home. And many of these kids, multiple times this has happened.
Right.
Tell us what you felt when you went through that, because I'm sure that brings a lot of your passion and conviction today in even starting this organization, because you know how it feels.
Right.
What did that feel like for you?
So, obviously I was littler, and you don't have a ton of memories before you're 7. But what I do remember is that, when I was adopted, it was not in foster care, but when I was adopted, that was the first time I had ever gotten anything new. Was my first birthday with my adoptive family, my first Christmas. One of the things that is seared into my brain, and I I really don't know how old I was. I'm going to guess I was about 5 or 6. But for Christmas, there was a box of broken toys that had been dropped off. And that was my Christmas. So it just makes you feel as if you are not worthy of the same thing that your peers are. And what we want to be about is saying you absolutely are worthy of what your peers have access to. To your point earlier, you said it's, we're not looking at the Air Jordans and the night, the fancy brands. One of the reasons we're able to provide a full wardrobe for our kiddos twice a year is because we shop with wholesale vendors. So we are not paying retail prices. And we're not having to wait for things to go on sale that nobody else wanted, that they're clearancing. That's what our kids are getting. Right. We're shopping directly from the same people that Target and Old Navy and boutique brands are shopping from at minimal cost. And so when a youth shops with us, they get 5 outfits. So it isn't just like here's a couple of shirts, here's a pair of pants. We'll see if we can scrounge up a coat. Here's socks and underwear. It is a full allotment of clothing. They are able to have a week's worth of clothing as they move in to that new home.
Any question, Bob?
Yeah, just what are kind of the age ranges for the clothing that you target here?
So we obviously work with youth from newborn to age 19 in the state of Nebraska. Youth age out of the foster care system on their 19th birthday. The average age of youth in care is between 8 and 13. So a lot of our sizes we need the most are going to be girls 10, 12. And then in boys, it's 5, 6 through 14, 16.
So you got an event that's coming up. And at that number again that you mentioned, if 12,000 people.
1,200.
1,200. Sheesh, that's even more doable. I was thinking 12,000. Okay, we're a little aggressive, but 1,200, yes. 1,200 people at $30 a month. It's all it takes care of that gap.
It does. Yep.
October 20th. Tell us about the event on October 20th.
So we're hosting, we're holding our first ever Tailored for Tomorrow gala. Foster Care Closet has been serving the Nebraska foster care community for 19 years. And I'm really proud to say we've never done a gala. We've been able to just through word of mouth and our partnership with the state. But this year obviously has been a big change for us. And last year we served over 2,100 kids throughout the state. And we want to be able to get back to a position of serving 2,100 kids. So we're doing this gala Tailored for Tomorrow. I am not a fancy dress up person. So it's going to be semi-formal. That's about as formal as I can handle. And as you're well aware, foster care is a heavy subject. And so it can feel kind of drab and dreary. And so that's why we've said Tailored for Tomorrow. And it's colors of change, which we want people wearing bright colors. We want people comfortable when they're coming. The ticket to come is $50. You will be fed. Chef au Chef is the caterer for the evening. We have a local cottage baker that is providing desserts, and she's phenomenal. There will be silent auction items available. And then most of all, it's going to be a night of storytelling. It's going to bring together the educational piece with the ask of, stepping up and helping us stand in the gap to serve these kids.
I'm looking at my calendar now. That's October 20th. That's a Monday.
That's a Monday night.
5:30 p.m. to 8. at the gala. And the gala, in case you don't know, folks, it is the reception hall that's right there on 2602 Park Boulevard. So think about where the Lincoln Youth football fields are at. It's right along that Van Dorn when you're going over the viaduct. If you look to your left, if you're going to the west, you'd have that I forget the name of that gym that's off to the left over there, Bach. You know what I'm talking about, though. It's over the bridge over Van Dorn, but it's right by where the Youth Football League fields are at, just south of that area. But it's 2602 Park Boulevard, where the gala is at. That's October 20th, 5:30 to 8 p.m. Tickets are $50. And if they want to go online, how do they purchase that? Can they buy them in advance?
Yes. And I would encourage people to buy because we're already a little over half full.
That's a great sign.
So we're excited about that.
Absolutely.
So we want to encourage people to get their tickets as soon as they know they're able to come. They can go to our website, fostercarecloset.org.
Fostercarecloset.org.
And there's a button you can
link on there.
Yeah.
You bet.
I don't do text stuff. You click and
there's a button majiggy on there.
do something.
Folks, again, that is going to be October 20th at the gala, 5:30 to 8 p.m. Again, that is at 2602 Park Boulevard. One quick question before we let you go, Lee. That 1,200 people, is that $30 a month or a one-time gift of $30?
No, it's $30 a month, a one-time gift. So with our businesses, what we would love to see, now the number doesn't change, 1,200, whether you're a business or an individual. But with businesses, they don't necessarily like to do that monthly thing. If you're a medium to larger business, we would like to ask you to consider doing a one-time gift of $700. That provides 2 seasonal wardrobes. And if you're a smaller business, you're self-employed, we would like to ask you to consider doing the one-time $350 gift, which provides 1 seasonal wardrobe.
You bet. We got somebody on here. Magic, man. What's up, buddy? Magic is going to come down and bring a financial gift down to you before the show ends. So if you'll be gone, but we'll make sure that you get that.
You don't know that.
You got my number. I got your number.
Stock in the window.
Hey, that's fine too. But Magic, I got you.
Tell me.
Magic, if I had cash, I'd do it. I just carry my card. Don't have cash on there, but yeah, Magic, she's going to definitely appreciate that. The organization will, man. Appreciate your heart, brother. Dave, thank you much, DF. Good Life Fitness. So if you're going to the west on Van Dorn, over the viaduct off to your left, you have Good Life Fitness, that location off to your left, and you keep going a half a block and to your right, the moment you come up that viaduct for the most part, that's where you're going to find the galas at 2602 Park Boulevard right there. October 20th, 5:30 to 8 p.m. And the website again?
fostercarecloset.org.
Looking for 1,200 people, $30 a month. Folks, that is a great opportunity to change a kid's life, and a life that's already been uprooted in a lot of chaos already. Something stable as their own is simply, these are my clothes that I wore for the first time. Not a broken box of gifts, toys, which God bless them because they did the best they could at the time. But man, not a hard thing to do.
Nope. And I wish everybody could see just how much it changes a youth from the time they walk in to the time they walk out.
You bet.
It's just fascinating. One other quick thing. I think a lot of your audience might know a guy by the name of Eddie Brown.
Yes, absolutely.
He is going to be our MC for that night.
Fantastic.
So if you don't want to come for the closet, come for Eddie.
People do a great job as always. He can sing too and play pickleball.
He can.
Folks, Lee, we thank you so much for the Foster Care Closet being here with us this morning. October 20th, 5:30 to 8 p.m. at the gala. You can go online and get the tickets for $50 a piece and get them soon because they're almost halfway full, which is an awesome thing to do. And we'd love to have you back on and tell us about the post event and how people can still contribute.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Folks, go Big Red.
Yes, indeed. Go Big Red. Folks, we'll be back. Have those questions ready. What would you personally do to fix the chaos in high school sports right now in the state of Nebraska? It's The Drive, 937 A Ticket. We'll be back.
Go Hog Wild Pit Barbecue. It's hard to choose a favorite at Hog Wild, but I'd have to say it's their award-winning ribs. Hog Wild buys their meat from those who share their high-quality standards, then hand rubs each slab with their famous seasoning blend and slow smokes them over hickory each and every day for flavor and tenderness you're gonna keep coming back for. Order online at GoHogWild.com. Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, 3210 Cornhusker Highway in Lincoln.
But don't be late, we close at 8.
At Fairway Meat Market, you're family, and as part of the family, they want to save you money on your meat and groceries. Now, through October 12th, enjoy 6-ounce USDA Choice Bacon Wrap Filet Mignon for $9.99 each. 10-pound tubes of 85% lean ground beef, $4.99 per pound. All-natural, thick-cut, bone-in pork chops, $1.99 per pound. And Miller Lite or Coors Light, 24 packs, $17.99 each when you buy 2. That's all at Fairway Meat Market in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center, just south of 84th and Van Dorn.
At Valentino's, we're on a mission for tradition. On every slice, for every bite. Golden baked crust, cooked to perfection every time. Savory sweet sauce that's made from our own secret recipe. Loaded with the perfect amount of fresh toppings and melty mozzarella cheese. It's the tradition that Nebraskans have come to love. From game day to every day. Valentino's. Taste the tradition.
MHC isn't a new company, just a new name. Moe's Moving is now Moe's Home and Commercial. Whether moving across town or across the state, MHC Moving has you covered, specializing in home, apartment, assisted, and independent living moves. MHC can handle your commercial moves as well. MHC Moving has 0 hidden fees. You'll never pay for same-day booking or be charged for stairs, heavy items, or elevator fees. Rates are the same Monday through Saturday, and you will never pay a truck or fuel surcharge. And they offer payment plans through PayPal. Call MHC Moving today at 402-853-7167 or go to mhcmoving.com.
This is your year, where your team takes it all the way. Win way more than bragging rights at Warhorse Casino, where your love of the game could put $1 million in your pocket. The Pro Football Frenzy is free to play with prizes all season long. Weekly cash prizes up to $1,000 cash, season-long leaderboards, and a chance to win $1 million. Only at Warhorse Casino. Wagers may only be placed on Nebraska-based teams when played outside the state of Nebraska. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Gambling problem? Call 1-833-BET-OVER.
Gary Michaels Clothier's 42nd anniversary sale is happening now. Our entire new fall inventory of suits, sport coats, sweaters, slacks, outerwear, footwear, all now marked up to 42% off. Don't miss your opportunity to save big on brands like Marcello, Bugatti, Jack Victor, Heritage Gold, Alberto, and Zanella. It's Gary Michaels' 42nd anniversary sale going on now through October 18th. Gary Michaels Clothier's 56th and Pine Lake, right here in Lincoln.
Join LES at 6 p.m. Thursday, October 9th at the LES Operations Center to learn about the utilities' proposed 2026 budget and electric rates, and share your input at the annual public meeting. Learn more at les.com.
Give your furnace a break with the help of Heartland of Nebraska Windows. Heartland of Nebraska Windows offers a free estimate, full window replacements, all vinyl triple pane windows, and a lifetime warranty of everything, while still keeping their prices affordable. Sounds too good to be true, right? Heartland of Nebraska Windows is locally and family-owned with their own team of installers. Give the window experts at Heartland of Nebraska Windows a call today at 402-430-3852 or visit them online at heartlandofnebraskawindows.com. Elevate your home or business with the help of Heartland of Nebraska Windows today. Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program by building a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Drink locally and support local business during Lincoln's Craft Beer Week, October 11th through the 18th. Great beer, cider, distillates, and more are made right here in Lincoln. For more info, visit lincoln.org/beer-week. Brought to you by Visit Lincoln. Remember to enjoy responsibly.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see mostly sunny skies and light winds. Anything high around 67. Tonight, clear skies and light and variable winds, low around 45. And tomorrow, we'll see mainly sunny skies with a light breeze. Happening high near 69. I'm meteorologist Kyle Flecker from 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red.
Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road, just south of 14th and Highway 2.
Fall is here, and so are cooler temps, darker evenings, and slick roads. Is your vehicle ready for the change in seasons? At A1 Automotive, we've got you covered. From tire checks, brake inspections, batteries, and heater systems, we make sure your car is road ready for the Nebraska winters ahead. Don't wait until the first frost. Schedule your fall car care checkup today and drive with confidence all season long. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
Now back to the drive with Aaron Davis and Nick Sainer, sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Folks, we are back on this wonderful Wednesday, on this crisp fall morning. We're going to hop right into it. But before we do, folks, I always want to give thanks to my man, Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services. Jack has been a well-respected representative since 1999. Jack can help protect your home, your family, your vehicle, even your future. Give Jack a call today at 402-421-9100 or visit one of his 2 locations in Lincoln or Seward and learn how Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services can help you. Jake, I'm pretty dang proud of myself, man. I didn't even have the note. I didn't even have the read up.
Yeah, did pretty good.
Yeah. And then I can't even tell you what I wore yesterday. That's that old man stuff right there, man. Old man stuff. Folks, we're going to hop right into it. The chaos in Class A, and it's not just a Class 8 issue we're talking about with the disparity and talent. Here's a little background, folks. If you're my age or within the 5-year, older or younger, when you lived in a certain area of town, that's where you went to school. If you lived on 1305 North 25th, where I grew up, your butt was going to Lincoln High. That was period. Now, if you were on the other side of Holdridge Street, on the north side of Holdridge, you could go to Northeast because that's where the cutoff was. If you lived in the Southeast District, that's where you went to high school. If you lived in the East District, Taylor Meadows. You went to Lincoln East. There was none of this, well, I'm going to head over here for this year. No, there was none of that going on. You had, and am I saying that's what you should go back to? I'm not saying that per se. What I am saying is, Bach, we've got to get something done because what's going on right now in Class A, and not just in Class A, is an absolute mess of, and I don't even know, Bach, where to start. I want to get it from the listeners of kind of what your talking points on this are. What would you suggest be the solutions are? Because Bach, at this point, I'm seriously, dude, I'm just lost on it. What's your thoughts on how to fix this? And kind of, if you just tuning into the show, Lincoln High, greatest high school in the history of the world.
Before today.
You like pump your brakes, pump your brakes. Lincoln High School, my alma mater, they made the decision to forfeit the game against Millard South. That's Friday night, I believe. I think it's Friday night game. Millard South has beat Class A opponents 342, I believe.
Yeah.
To 10.
Yes, that's correct.
Think about that. Fuck, what are we doing?
It's tough, and that's why, you look at the matchup too. So they beat Lincoln Southeast, another once prideful school, my alma mater, actually.
They took a beat down too.
Yeah, 77-0. And for context as why Lincoln High might be saying, you know what, let's just not do this. Lincoln Southeast, who lost 77-0 to Millard South, beat Lincoln High 57-0. So therefore, Lincoln High against Millard South probably isn't going to turn out all that well.
They hang 120, maybe in the first half.
Yeah,
and that's not enough. It just shows you the talent gap with Millard South compared to everybody else. Now, okay, here's little things. I was looking at this up last night, was talking to my brother Mark and a number of people about this. Some few suggestions, okay? It's not just in Class A, but it's across the country. Open enrollment and school choice laws have created unintended consequences for competitive balances. We're seeing that community spirit. And Nick, I keep saying Nick because I'm with him every day, so Box, forgive me for that. But at the end of the day, it's player safety as well, man. I mean, when you get in, it would be different if it was basketball, you're playing tennis. Tennis is an individual sport. You get the point. I mean, it's a lot different when you're playing a sport as physical as, and football is a collision sport. And with the quote unquote emphasis on player safety, it just blows me away. I'm going to put it out there right now. I personally, Bach, wouldn't have forfeited the game. I would have said, okay, we got to have a rule thing in there somehow. I mean, as far as a points thing, if you're getting beat 95-0 or 65-0, it's just third quarter. What are we doing here at this point?
To start the game with a running clock?
Yeah, I would start it with a running clock.
Yeah, that would not be a
bad
bad
idea. But I would play the game. I'm not
Yeah.
knocking the powers that be decide to cancel or forfeit. I don't know their situation of their Lincoln High, how many players they got hurt. But being at 4-2, I think their record is right now. And I'm thinking we'd like to play the rest of our games. I personally wouldn't have done it. To me, you play what's on the schedule. You deal with it. There's lessons to be learned in both of it. Maybe not on the field, per se. But I personally wouldn't have canceled the game because one of our texters, and I think you got a very valid point here. I'm going to get this right here. I want to make sure I get the right name. Oh, man, where'd he go? I think it was Husker Stu. Husker Stu, I didn't forget about you, brother. Husker Stu said, if I was a senior, my game got canceled or postponed or whatever, I'd be pissed. I'd be a pissed off dude.
Yeah.
What do you feel about that, man?
Yeah, I mean, I can even go back to my own, high school experience and remember when, we had a final game that you looked forward to, and it didn't have anything to do with this. It just got canceled for whatever reason, and I still remember it to this day. It was like, man, there's our chance to get, the last, our last chance there in the regular season. Now this one's obviously a little bit different. They're going to have some games left, but yeah, I mean, you at least want the opportunity, but it is interesting because. I play pickup basketball a lot, so I always use those terms. But, we all kind of get into if you've been out there, you can't take the 5 best players on one team and the 5 worst players on the other. Right. It's going to be a mismatch. Right. And what do you get out of it, right? Nothing. There's nothing. And that happens sometimes to pick up basketball. I look at the other team and just go, what are we really doing? What's the point of this? There's not really a chance here. And so but at the same time, I do think school pride. I mean, just the pride of the brothership that you have out there. It's not about winning every game. It's about fighting through battles, about overcoming obstacles. And so there are ways in football to try to negate the blowout, right? And it's tough because you would be going in there coaching not to lose rather than to win, right? And you're going to lose, but you're so that's kind of what we talked about with the running clock and things there. But as an athlete, as a competitor, to just wave the white flag before you even get a chance to go out there it's really unbelievable.
I could, when I seen it come across again, I'm going to be very gentle because that's my school, a lot of people's school, but I wouldn't have done it. I like I said, however, that's me saying it without knowing what's going on as far as injuries go. So it's easy for me and a lot of people who are not a part of the program that know in depth of the number of injuries they have. They say, well, what are they doing? I don't know that. When I'm simply saying, if I got enough guys to play, we're playing the game. And because there's going to be monumental obstacles you're going to face in life too. You can't just say, well, I'm not going to work. I mean, you can, but you ain't going to have no job.
Yeah.
Or whatever it may be. Again, that's just me. I'm not saying my way is the right way. Everybody's got their own convictions. And talking about my family, brothers, and we're old school, man. It's like, you know what? I took some behind whoopings, not 77-0, but I took some beat downs, in basketball, blew out at times when I ran track, in football. I'll never forget, man, in Norfolk, one of my worst games ever in high school football. Bach, 2 touchdowns and my hands dropped. Not necessarily because of the touch, the competition. But it was just a horrible game.
Yeah.
I remember we played against Papillion. Gene Shure was their coach. And folks remember the Papio team of 1991. Dude, they had Reggie Ball, Georgia Koa. Their quarterback was good. They beat us like 44-6 or something like that, or 50-something. They were blowing teams out. So what I learned that next year, okay, I got to get better. It sucked. Yeah, it did. But at the same time, they still had certain areas. Well, Reggie Ball and Georgia Cole and those guys, they lived in the Papio area. There was no Papio South at the time you went to that school. So again, though, I'm not blaming who did what, but I'm simply saying for me personally, I'm not canceling a game because my seniors, that's one less game they're going to get to play. And for me, the reality is this, Bach, many of those guys on that squad, one less game they're going to play ever of football.
Yeah.
Organized football as far as that goes.
And then you think like how much I get it. You don't want to go through it. But again, this is a team that's already been blown out. So, I mean, it's not like they're not going to understand how to react to it or something like that. And then the other side of it is South's already blown everybody else. So it's not like you can get that much more embarrassed. Again,
Right.
if you're kind of,
it's not like you'd be the only one that got blown out that bad.
Right. It's not going to be some national story. Lincoln High somehow loses 83-0.
Why they got to be 83, Bach?
Whatever it is. Sorry.
I thought you thought I maybe 33-0. Bach's like 83-0.
And it is a school with a lot of pride, his history to it. So I get that. I mean I gotta. So the release said it was partially due to injuries and other factors. I don't know what those other factors are because any other factor just appears to be embarrassment.
What is that other?
You're right. If it really is injuries, then maybe that's a little bit understandable. And then I don't know how you would kind of go around. Try to get to that if you're really feared you can't, put out it too deep. But it looks a little skeptical at this point. Again, I don't know. It could be. Maybe they really do have injuries and they'd have to forfeit the next week against whoever they play.
The Hall of Famer Jay's got a good point here. He goes, Miller South shouldn't keep starters past half second quarter as good sportsmanship. And, I could totally see something like that because it gives Millard South's younger guys a chance to keep playing. It gives Lincoln High's kids a chance to continue to keep playing. I just don't like the fact that you're not going to have a game, period. I'm sorry. I wasn't raised that way. It's not my DNA. Sometimes you just take a butt whooping. It's just going to be there. But to me, it's a disservice to the kids that don't get a chance, man. I just don't get it.
Well, even just to say, hey, I played against an Alabama quarterback in high school. I'm sure they're not thinking they're going to win, but at least it'd be cool to say I played against Jet Tamala and some of those guys.
I played against some of the best, man.
Yeah.
I think back some of the guys I played against, Bach, and that's a great point to bring up in that there were some guys I played against that went on to play pro ball, and I seen it firsthand. I can go on and on, so I'm not going to go to the list, but on and on the number of guys. Richie Rich says here, the texts are coming in here big time. He goes, does the forfeit force the conversation about transfer issues better than a blowout would? And that's a legitimate point, Richie Rich. It brings up the point and say, you know what? We got to talk about this transfer issue. Should you be able to transfer? Is there without retribution? Should there be a semester you have to sit out if you transfer? All of those things I think are on play. Troy Burst says here, make that 49. Oh, he goes, something is broke. Okay, here we go. Something is broke. I went to Lincoln North Star against Omaha Northwest last Friday. It was 48-0 at the end of the first quarter. Northwest had a small roster and had a few injured players on the sideline. They also had an additional 3 players get knocked out in the first. He goes, make that 49-0. So it's not just a Millard South thing. And again, I have nothing against Millard South. I love Amarion Jackson that plays for those guys. I mean, I've known him since he was a baby. His family goes way back. I love those kids. So the rules, the way they currently are, you can do what they're doing. Others, it ain't just a Millard South issue. This ain't just a North Star issue or we can go on and for years, there was Catholic schools up in Omaha that were packing. I mean, Creighton Prep got kids from all over the metro out there playing. So we can't put this like, well, this is a Millard issue. No. This is a rules issue. And until it gets fixed, Bach, we're going to keep seeing this stuff, man. Huskers P says injuries, illness is the only excuse to forfeit. We're teaching them to give up trying. Husker P, I got to agree with you on that, man. What else we got here? Unknown texter 1154. It's a terrible example to show kids. Horrible. It's how kids learn. Tom Brady even says he got a great, not because of wins, but because of his losses. I just don't understand it, man. Yeah, it's a tough thing to deal with. And you know what? And Jay puts right here, Lincoln needs to compete. If there's a difference between Lincoln and some areas in Omaha has simply, and people can say, well, they're bigger, they're this or that. Okay. But your commitment can be the same. Your commitment can be the same to say, you know what? Lincoln football is behind. All right. And it's like I said, maybe you don't have the different academies and things they have up there, which are great. Steve Warren has poured his heart, blood, sweat, and tears in that academy. All right. I love what he's doing. And I'm not that guy here in Lincoln, but I tell you, we have all these facilities. As much as people say, I hate that Lincoln is so far behind, then what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? Now, of course, there has to come rule changes, Bach. Would you agree to that?
Yeah, I mean, it depends on what you want, I guess. I mean, on the other end of this, like you said, Millard South is representing Nebraska as a top 25 nationally school. So do you want a team or two that can compete in the nation, in the national circuit, yet dominate the state every year? So, there's a lot of different angles to come at this. I just would like whatever angle it is to stop before forfeiting is the viable option.
You know what, Bach, I think you nailed it right there. Here's a few options, folks. We're going to dive into this more, even more on Thursday. On Friday, I'll be gone tomorrow. Actually, tomorrow will be Austin and Swim from Chicago, Big Ten Media Days. Aaron, I think, Bach, you might be on the board for that tomorrow.
Not sure.
Not sure. Bach is like, yeah, it'll be put me out someplace I didn't say yet.
I haven't heard of that.
Folks, we're going to take a break. AD, keep my name out your mouth.
There you go.
Whack. Listeners, boy, that went south quickly. What happened? Bach backslapped AD. Folks, we'll come back. We'll come back with a few solutions, but we'll also get into, we got some sound bites and things of that nature. So we got a full show for you on football, sports, and what do we do? And taking on Maryland. Who is Maryland and who is this another mobile quarterback? We'll discuss when we come back. It's The Drive.
All right, Lincoln, if you're a diesel technician who's ready to earn up to $40 an hour and you're tired of working nights and weekends, listen up. Inland Truck Parts and Service is hiring experienced diesel technicians right here in Lincoln, and they're offering what every hardworking tech wants. Monday through Friday hours, no nights, no weekends, and paid training on advanced diesel technology. With 37 locations across 12 states, career advancement opportunities are endless. Start building towards your future and apply today at inlandtruck.com. That's inlandtruck.com. Or text APPLY to 785-369-1320. Give your furnace a break with the help of Heartland of Nebraska Windows. Heartland of Nebraska Windows offers a free estimate, full window replacements, all vinyl triple pane windows, and a lifetime warranty of everything, while still keeping their prices affordable. Sounds too good to be true, right? Heartland of Nebraska Windows is locally and family owned with their own team of installers. Give the window experts at Heartland of Nebraska Windows a call today at 402-430-3852 or visit them online at heartlandofnebraskawindows.com. Elevate your home or business with the help of Heartland of Nebraska Windows today.
This is Rick Heyman with Sartor Heyman Jewelers. Sartor Heyman is celebrating 120 years and you could win big. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram for your chance to win a $120 gift certificate every week. That's right, we're giving away $120 every week as a thank you for being part of our story. Don't miss your chance to treat yourself. Follow Sartor Heyman Jewelers today. Celebrating 120 years. Sartor Heyman, when only the best will do.
When you were a kid, clubs were cool. Robotics club and space club and stuff like that. But what do adults get? Book clubs and quilting clubs? Nah, forget that. How about margarita clubs and old-fashioned clubs? Get to Upside Bar and Lounge for the best clubs in town. Try all 10 varieties of Upside margaritas or old fashions and take home a free souvenir glass. Grab the whole crew and pair it with taco night on Mondays or whiskey Wednesdays. Upside Bar and Lounge at 29th and Pine Lake.
Have you heard about Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center? Located at 7555 Pioneers Boulevard, Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center offers compassionate, patient-focused care and provides outpatient surgery services, making it possible to have non-emergency surgery and return home the same day. Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center specializes in cardiology, vascular radiology, orthopedics, pain management, and much, much more. Give them a call today at 402-261-1085 or online at amimaging.com.
This is your year, where your team takes it all the way. Win way more than bragging rights at Warhorse Casino, where your love of the game could put $1 million in your pocket. The Pro Football Frenzy is free to play with prizes all season long. Weekly cash prizes up to $1,000 cash, season-long leaderboards, and a chance to win $1 million. Only at Warhorse Casino. Wagers may only be placed on Nebraska-based teams when played outside the state of Nebraska. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Gambling problem? Call 1-833-BET-OVER.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. When it comes to concrete, Stevenson Smith Construction doesn't stall. They go for the takedown. As Nebraska's full-service concrete contractor, they stay in bounds, hold inside position, and never forfeit quality. Whether it's foundations, flatwork, or concrete coatings, they elevate performance and pin down results that win every time. Stevenson Smith Construction is a proud sponsor of Takedown Tuesdays on 93.7 The Ticket. Because when it's time to wrestle with concrete, Stevenson Smith Construction slams expectations.
Drink locally and support local business during Lincoln's Craft Beer Week, October 11th through the 18th. Great beer, cider, distillates, and more are made right here in Lincoln. For more info, visit lincoln.org/beer-week. Brought to you by Visit Lincoln. Remember to enjoy responsibly.
The party is back on in Lincoln this fall, and there's no party like the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Join the whole ticket crew for 2.5 hours of pregame coverage before every home and away game this football season as they get you ready for the game. It's the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show at our downtown studio at 11th and O. Sponsored by Select Plumbing, Raising Cane's, Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits, Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Currency, and the Kindler Hotel.
Schweizo Construction is now hiring for skilled craftsmen, steel erectors, concrete workers, and general laborers. Schweizo Construction offers great benefits like premium wages, health and dental insurance, paid holidays and vacation, 401k with company match, life insurance, and disability insurance. They pride themselves on a legacy of 40 years built on integrity and trust. Joining their team means becoming part of a family that values hard work, dedication, and mutual respect. Apply today at schweizo.com. That's schwisow.com. For remote starters, audio upgrades, and more, there's only one place to go. Auto Sounds of Lincoln at 48th and O.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Now back to The Drive with Aaron Davis and Nick Sainer. Sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Folks, we are back. We're going to do a very quick segment. In this segment, and we'll keep this conversation going and keep your ideas and potential solutions and remedies coming through on the text line as well, because, folks, this is something that's got to get fixed. Bach, it goes back to what you said, man. At the end of the day, it's the kids that are getting screwed in this whole deal, man. You know, that's one less game they can play. Unknown texter, I want to make sure I read. Bach, will you read that one first before I go into it? I'm not only Ron Burgundy. 6964. Make sure, not that I don't trust you, but I got to make sure I read all of them. Some of the solutions that I was just researching. Here's a few. Revisit or tighten transfer enrollment rules. Require sit-out periods for athletes transferring for athletic reasons. 1 full season eligible unless a verified family move occurs. Limited mid-year transfers unless due to legitimate family or safety concerns, hence like foster care or something like that, a kid moves. Institute a 1 transfer rule during a student's high school career to reduce athletic-driven movement. Texas and Florida have implemented forms of eligibility review boards, Bach, that assess whether transfer are academically or athletically motivated. So that's just one solution. I'm just going to keep reading these throughout the day, throughout the show. But again, number one solution, not saying it's number one, but only one as I mentioned in it. Open enrollment allows top players to cluster at power programs, often far from their home district. We can see, in fact, our very own, he played running back for us last year, was from New York. What was the young man's name?
Ramir?
Ramir. He was, from Harlem. He took several trains to get to his school. It's parochial school, but took several trains. Now, I understand that in major cities and other areas. That works for them. What I'm simply saying is revisit or tighten those transfer rules. Here's some of the requirements again. Require sit-out periods, limited mid-year transfers, institute a 1 transfer rule. An example, Texas and Florida both have implemented forms of eligibility review boards. All right? Now, I don't want to review the review board too, though, Bach.
see where they're coming from.
Who's watching the watcher?
Bunch of Millard South graduates in there, huh?
Boy, those Be like gerrymandering for high school sports. In case you don't know what gerrymandering is, look up your civics class. But review boards to assess whether transfers are academically or athletically motivated. Again, that's just one thing they could look at to revisit or tighten transfer enrollment rules. Bach, what does that one say right there, brother?
Yeah, it says this can't be a good taste in Millard South's mouth either. I think it'd be funny if the rest of their schedule forfeit against Millard South. What would they have to say for themselves then? It says these kids got to understand you can't put all the good players on one team and be the rest of the players on the other and feel good about yourself. So if you're going to accept the best players throughout a million population city, you need to make the commitment to go play million population football academies, aka St. Louis, Kansas City, Texas teams. It's just not fun for anyone.
You know what? Millard South, in their defense, they asked could they play another team, I think, out of St. Louis, and they were denied. They were denied. So again, and unknown text for 8929, I feel what you're saying. I don't blame any of the kids in this situation. I blame the adults in the rooms who allowed it to keep happening. That's where my blame is at, Nick. We often get mad at a kid for pooping his diaper at 7, but we didn't correct it at 2. We didn't correct it at 1. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not blaming the kids in this, and I'm not saying you are either, 8929. No one's doing that. This is something that has to happen at the top level. The leadership and the governing bodies have to say enough is enough. I mean, 343 to 10. Am I right on that again? The average they're beating Class A?
I think it's 342, but yeah.
342, yeah. 630 to 7. If they play the rest of these 3 games, it could be that way.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm not sure what's going to happen, man. I'm not sure what's going to take place, you know? Richie Rich says, I'm all for the game being played. I'm curious what other states do. What does Texas do? And that was one I just read right there, Richie Rich. Texas, in Florida are schools that have review boards to assess whether transfers are academics or athletically. Because like me and Bach said during the break, off the air, some kids are transferring out of schools because it's bad coaching, or maybe their school doesn't rate very high in academics. Hopefully the second one is the one they're most concerned about, is the academics. We know, Bach, we're not naive. That's not always the case why people transfer.
Right.
So this thing has to be looked at. They've got plenty of data to show what their current system is not working. So we don't got to say, well, let's do a case study. No, the case study is 343 to 10, 342 to 10. That's the case study. Things have to change. All right. Folks, we're going to take a break. May come back to some more of these again, but this is an ongoing situation because there's still 3 weeks left in the regular season in high school football. So a lot to be discussed. Again, the revisit or tighten transfer enrollment rules, that's one option. There's several more that we'll go through maybe throughout the show, but definitely throughout the next couple of days. When we come back, folks, we got both of the coordinators that were on the mic yesterday. We're going to hear what they have to say and also break down this Maryland squad out on the East Coast, which Nebraska takes off for actually tomorrow, little day early. We'll talk about when we come back, folks. It's The Drive, Bach and AD.
Hey, Husker fans. Max 10 is turning up the excitement this season. They're giving away a pair of Husker volleyball tickets, and every time you tan, you're entered to win. Experience the 2025 season tour featuring high-pressure tanning, rejuvenating red light therapy, and flawless spray tanning, all for just $20.25. Look good, feel amazing, and cheer on the Lady Huskers in style. Max Tan. Take it to the max.
This is your year, where your team takes it all the way. Win way more than bragging rights at Warhorse Casino, where your love of the game could put $1 million in your pocket. The Pro Football Frenzy is free to play with prizes all season long. Weekly cash prizes up to $1,000 cash, season-long leaderboards, and a chance to win $1 million. Only at Warhorse Casino. Wagers may only be placed on Nebraska-based teams when played outside the state of Nebraska. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Gambling problem? Call 1-833-BET-OVER.
Hey there, this is Paul Scheel, owner of High Electric. I want to thank our friends and loyal customers and introduce High Electric to those looking for a new electrician. We've been serving the Lincoln and Omaha area for over 30 years, from design to install, upgrades, and repair. If you are a homeowner or a small business needing some electrical work, call us at 402-466-6606 or check us out at hyelectric.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
Mike, the insurance company wants us to replace the roof.
Wait, what? I thought everything was fine.
Yeah, it says right here our roof is too old and they won't be able to cover us anymore.
I guess it is 15 years old. Hi, I'm Austin with Roofing Service Company. We help homeowners with their roofing and siding projects. Financing options are available, and we can get you under a new roof no time at all. If this sounds like you, visit roofingservicecompany.com. That is roofingservicecompany.com.
When you were a kid, clubs were cool. Robotics club and space club and stuff like that. But what do adults get? Book clubs and quilting clubs? Nah, forget that. How about margarita clubs and old-fashioned clubs? Get to Upside Bar and Lounge for the best clubs in town. Try all 10 varieties of Upside margaritas or old fashions and take home a free souvenir glass. Grab the whole crew and pair it with taco night on Mondays or whiskey Wednesdays. Upside Bar and Lounge at 29th and Pine Lake.
Here at Aspen Builders, our company is building more homes today than I thought we would ever build.
Bob Benish is the founder and president of Aspen Builders, online at aspenbuildersinc.com.
You know, I am just shocked at how strong our market is here in Lincoln and at Aspen Builders. We're probably helping people right now more than ever get into a new home. We've been able to find pieces of ground we can develop affordably and keep our lot prices down a little bit. I think with our volume discounts and our office staff, 35 years of experience, we figure out a plan that's going to work great for you. We make it perfect. We make it fit your price range. All of this is part of the reason we're so busy.
Make your dream home a reality and call Aspen Builders at 423-6811. Online at aspenbuildersinc.com. Your home is waiting at Aspen Builders.
The party is back on in Lincoln this fall, and there's no party like the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Join the whole Ticket crew for 2.5 hours of pregame coverage before every home and away game this football season as they get you ready for the game. It's the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show at our downtown studio at 11th and O. Sponsored by Select Plumbing, Raising Cane's, Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits, Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Currency, and the Kindler Hotel. 93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL Weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see mostly sunny skies and light winds. Anything high around 67. Tonight, clear skies and light and variable winds. The low around 45. And tomorrow, we'll see mainly sunny skies with a light breeze. Anything high near 69. I'm meteorologist Kyle Flecker from 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here, and I've got some great news for you. Copple Chevrolet GMC is proud to be the #1 fastest growing GMC dealer in the Omaha and Lincoln metros. Copple is also celebrating its 50th anniversary. We want to say thank you to all of our customers that have helped us reach these milestones. So come see why so many customers, including myself, are choosing Copple Chevrolet GMC for their automotive needs. Please check us out at CoppleCars.com.
Have you heard about Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center? Located at 7555 Pioneers Boulevard, Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center offers compassionate, patient-focused care and provides outpatient surgery services, making it possible to have non-emergency surgery and return home the same day. Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center specializes in cardiology, vascular radiology, orthopedics, pain management, and much, much more. Give them a call today at 402-261-1085 or online at amimaging.com.
Schweizo Construction is now hiring for skilled craftsmen, steel erectors, concrete workers, and general laborers. Schweizo Construction offers great benefits like premium wages, health and dental insurance, paid holidays and vacation, 401k with company match, life insurance, and disability insurance. They pride themselves on a legacy of 40 years built on integrity and trust. Joining their team means becoming part of a family that values hard work, dedication, and mutual respect. Apply today at schweizo.com. That's SCHWISOW.com.
Fall is here, and so are cooler temps, darker evenings, and slick roads. Is your vehicle ready for the change in seasons? At A1 Automotive, we've got you covered. From tire checks, brake inspections, batteries, and heater systems, we make sure your car is road ready for the Nebraska winters ahead. Don't wait until the first frost. Schedule your fall car care checkup today and drive with confidence all season long. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
Welcome to The Drive with Aaron Davis and Nick Sainert. former football national champion, speaker, and author Aaron Davis.
Pain is a teacher if you use it. And the lessons in the carnage of pain sometimes are elusive. They hide, they're stealth. The work is finding the lessons through the pain. There's always a message in the mess. Depends on if we want to get dirty and look for it.
Nick Sainer.
Driving left side is Boyer, picks up his dribble, looking for some help, decides to go up strong with it, and the layup will rattle home. Jack Riley picks the pocket of B.J. Bradford up the floor to Jack Hostrider. Watch out! Lafisi in the lane, kicks it out. 3-ball, Townsley, right wing, it's good!
Sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, fellas, we are back. We got a lot of diversity in answers to this, and they're all welcome. IQ Crew says the Lynx should play. Did they not see what happened in UCLA? Something needs to change. And I get that, but I think there's a little difference between the collegiate ranks where budgets are similar. Well, I'm not saying similar, but where talent you would think in the Big Ten compared to a local high school. Unknown Texture 8929 says, you guys are talking about what does it teach the LHS kids not to take on the challenge, but what about it teaches Millard South? And that's a great point, because if you're only playing against people that you're superior in talent, size, etc., and we mentioned that. I'm not sure if you may have heard earlier, 8929, in that, Nick, you look at Usain Bolt, okay, the track star. He was never pushed. Can you imagine what his times would have been if he was actually pushed? He was putting his hands up, 10 meters left to go.
That's right.
Smiling. You know, Michael Johnson in his record at the time was really not pushed. So to your point, Unknown Texture 8929, I totally agree. I said this numerous times, those kids are not being pushed whatsoever. Their skills aren't being increased the way they could be if they were being pushed. If you're running by guys, you know, you got a 50-0 in the first quarter or 38-0 in the first quarter. You're outscoring opponents 342-10. But what about it teaches Millard South kids about loading up a super team just to win? I know how everybody felt about LeBron when he did that. And we could even go back to the Miami super teams. We can even say Golden State as far as that goes.
When Kevin Durant joined him, yeah.
When Kevin Durant joined those. We can go on and on in the basketball examples. Again, it's about safety and fairness, which I totally agree. You guys should go watch practice with Coach Mack, the LHS, and then go watch Millard South practice and make the judgment. There's no judgments being made, 8929. It's just facts. There's no judgments being made whatsoever. The fact is, Millard South has a superior team. I don't blame Lincoln High for doing it. I'm just simply saying I wouldn't have done it. But if injuries are the issue, I get it. Because it's like, okay, we got 3 games left, whatever it may. Well, you would have had 3 games left, regular season, districts, which you'll play in districts. It's like, okay, do we want to field 9 guys? Do we want to field 12 guys? We want to field 13. So I get your point, 8929, as far as that goes. Again, it's no judgment. It's just the fact of the matter. Something has to change in this current landscape. Again, I wouldn't have done it. But again, if I was in a situation where I had a number of players that were injured, last year's game, they had a number of players injured. And in football, again, it's a lot different than other sports, man. And if you have a disagreement with that, then we probably shouldn't be in the conversation then. Because when you guys have guys that are physically superior in size, strength, and power, you're not risking just losing. You're risking somebody getting seriously injured in the game, man. And again, we'll continue to debate this and discuss this and get all points involved. I don't think there are any totally wrong answers. The only wrong answer I would say, Nick, Bach keeps saying Nick, Bach, the only wrong answer I would say is to say as football is no different than the other sports. It is a major difference as far as that goes in sports. And one example I had was to be like your varsity team playing your freshman team. Well, good luck with that. So this is going to be something that's going to be ongoing. Again, I'm waiting to see what the powers that be will do to make some changes. Things have to be changed. Even if you had tiers within Class A. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm not saying you would have to stay in that tier all the time, but if you've proven in a year, 2 or 3, or year, at least 2 years of stats and numbers and games to show your body of work It's like, yeah, you're going to still stay in tier 1 as far as that
I
goes.
find that be a bad idea instead of districts. Tiers.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Go to tiers,
Yeah.
you know, and I'm not talking about school enrollment size either.
Right.
There's some small, mighty schools out there that have been boat racing teams for decades. So go in tiers within your classes rather than districts. And then when it comes to playoffs, obviously, then you'll play each other. But during the regular season, how is Millard South benefiting from this? How is Lincoln High benefiting from this? How is any other school they've played against that have only scored 10 points and a combined all the Class A team benefit? No one is benefiting from this whatsoever. So that's the main point. Who is this benefiting? No one.
Well, it's interesting too because the
DP's stretching across the street. DP's benefiting. He's just dancing.
So 8929 was also said he was the Lincoln High assistant coach the last couple of years. And he said it's also interesting that you probably don't realize that at Lincoln High has to go and pull kids out of the hallways and try to find enough kids to play and field a football team. And 90% of those kids have never played football a day in their lives. That's also maybe kind of part of the interest because you look at the top 10, you know, the Millard South thing is one thing, but the other thing is there's no Lincoln teams in the top 10 right now. They're all Omaha teams. You wonder why there is maybe more or less interest in youth or high school football in Lincoln right now.
And it's across the country.
Yeah, across the country.
DP, what's happening? What say you, my man? And you did it you've been all over in Coach DP.
Yep. And a lot of times it's being in those meetings, those parent meetings, those faculty meetings, administration meetings, and otherwise. So then the base premise is one, get to the mission statement of that school system and that state. And they are not always the same.
No.
That Lincoln versus the rest of the state. Now, Omaha may have a different set of operating rules and mission. But whatever you put in place for athletics, remember that you are also putting in place for academics. You were putting in place for, you know what? My kid doesn't feel safe in that neighborhood. My kid will do better academically at this school. My kid wants to go to this college, so he needs to be in this space to reach those academic goals. And we also know that money is involved. So then you have to factor in where money plays in the whole thing. Where does money apply? And then simply say that at the top of the pyramid for most school systems, it is taking care of the kids. Ultimately taking care of the kids, putting them in a safe place. You can get into all the ego and machismo of football, right? Well, my day, stop. Don't do that. It's a different era. We know better. We have more information.
We got to do better.
Right? So we understand in brain scrambling situations, bones breaking, softness of tissue. We know that adults will make decisions for their own greater grand vision and purpose than the kids.
And ego.
Right? That the parents' ego, the coach's ego, the administration's ego. And I've been in those rooms where they were good, and I've been in those rooms where they were bad. And I've had to fight in those bad rooms because in a football game, for parents, kids, and coaches, the one rule for the officials, the adults in the room, is to take care of the kids. If the kids aren't safe while they're playing this game, right? So somebody takes a cheap shot. Hey, take care of my kid, right? If somebody late hit, they're playing dirty, take care of the kids. Make the decision that takes care of the kids first. And then everything else falls in line because then you're saying, listen, if you tell me it's important to have success more than the safety of the young person, the rule of thought is this: never choose the game over the person.
And DP, haven't we failed in that area dramatically, man? And I'm not talking about just Nebraska. I'm talking about nationwide. Like you, DP, I've spoken at these events, these conferences with coaches, with rule boards. And my question is like yours is always the same. What is this about?
What is it about? Who is it about?
Absolutely.
Right. So you can get, it's like the John Wooden pyramid of success. It's what you put as at the base of it. And then as the ultimate mission.
Absolutely.
The ultimate mission isn't that my son or daughter is safe in the space that they're in and prepared to have life success. A rattled brain doesn't equal life success. No. Broken bones does not equal life success. Winning games is good. Winning is fun, but it can't be the ultimate. And but I understand those that want to work that way. When you get in the business that says winning is everything, then you've made your statement. That's who you are. And now we can move. And there are spaces for people who just want to win. You know, cutthroat AAU basketball. Well, quite frankly, it's the elite of the elites. Dog versus dog. Okay, in that space, that's absolutely not. That's not an academic institution. That's not student athlete driven. The student part is first. It's always first.
DP, here's my thing, man. And you just mentioned that out. In my opinion, this is going to seem harsh, but I'll argue with anybody on it. The adults are failing these kids in these situations.
100%. 100%. You talk about being over. And this happened in Utah where there was a staph infection in the locker room. And so in a critical week, a game was forfeited because the kids were sick. And you could not have them compete with the risk of spreading disease, not only from that school to the next school, but through the county.
Through the county.
So you shut down the school to everybody's healthy,
health
right?
hazard at that
right,
point.
right. But if health hazard, academic hazard, physical hazard, emotional hazard, whatever that is. If, let's say, God forbid, that there's a shooting at a school, you don't continue doing business as you did because the trauma forced you to change it. But recently, literally last year in Northern Virginia, in one of the 6A powerhouse programs, Hayfield High School, and folks can Google Hayfield High School football 2024, where there was a known coach transferred from a powerhouse program to build up. If you want to think, remember the Titans, they're the orange team. They were the orange team. Literally, it's still Hayfield Hawks. They were great, but not elite. They wanted to be great. They went and got a coach, and the coach moves in, and lo and behold, 30 new players show up into the district. 30 new players. Hey, and
just like that.
Just like that. Folks are moving in. They're moving in with cousin Pookie, Uncle Nuck Nuck, Sister Josephine. Like they're moving into these new houses, and some of them share. Like, how both of y'all got the same cousins living in the same house, right? It was working until one of the parents that was recruited was a backup quarterback who was promised. Now they paid this mom $8,000 cash, $5,000 cash, paid the rent, right? Did the whole thing, but the kid didn't win the job. So the mom,
she
finally
started singing.
said, "Oh, she sang like Aretha on Sunday at the big church." At the big church, she sang.
The late service, not the early service.
Right,
Late service.
So and what the heck? No, they were beating teams 63-0. They beat up the reigning regional champion 63-0. Right. Finally, they suspend them. They do the investigation. They suspend the team from the playoffs. The team that they beat 63-0 was the last team who got into the playoffs because they were removed. Fast forward, they suspend the coach. Coach is fired. Athletic director is fired. All sorts of things. And again, you can Google it, Hayfield High School football. But fast forward to this year with, I don't know, suddenly those 30 players are gone. You're back to, you got an empty nest now, right? Because you lost the people you brought in and you lost the people in the neighborhood.
And now you got a scarlet letter on you.
Well, you got a big bright orange H on you, and they're talking about you. Well, the team they beat 63-0 spanked them 44-0 without all that talent, right? And so all the adults, like, you want to know, how did 60 parents from the kids who move in not get it right?
Absolutely.
How did the 60 parents of the kids who were already there, the kids, Bach knows his neighbor. All of a sudden, he got new neighbors. He got new people. Bach's son can't play because Johnny just moved in. Johnny and Timmy just moved in, and they're the starters. Yeah, they're going to Maryland and Virginia, but what about Bach Jr.? That's what happens. And if you make those decisions, it's amazing how many people turn an eye because it's convenient to them. Oh, well, if you're at the one school that's dominating, you think it's fine and dandy. Hey, everybody, get better. That's easy to say, not always easily done.
DP, we got some work to do. In the NSA Board of Directors voted unanimously 8-0 to approve the schedule change for Class A football for the next cycle, which they did do that. I'm glad you brought that up, the approved ruling, which they will change that. An approved ruling can circumvent NSA's legislative process of majority of schools in specific classes, A, B, C1, D1, D2, and D6. They're all in agreement. For example, the board approved using shot clocks in basketball with approved ruling by the Class A schools only at first. So there are changes on the way. But boy, DP, it's the rest of this year is going to be very interesting, to say the least, man.
Well, I mean, you've got to recognize that there's a gas leak in the house before you fix it.
Yes,
that's literally the thing. But the grown-ups in the room and the parents in the community, and then the administrative and the academic leaders have to say, because remember, whatever rule you put in play for sports, you have to put in play academics. If you say private school, you know what? That used to be the move. Was you go to private school where you could just stockpile, and it was for cash and everybody knew it. Well, in some places it's actually flipped. It's actually the public schools that do the big money transactions. You just have to be careful. Follow the money. The money talks. But the reality is, I don't care if it's little league, all the way up to college. I've been in too many living rooms where parents had the discussion. Listen, you can tell me that I think my high school's coach is terrible, and I just want to move. Okay, as a family, if you're doing that, do that. You're entitled. But if you tell me that everybody is moving to or away from two different schools, it tells me something about both schools. And then if the administration tells you that's not who we are, we're not power heavy, hey, you may end up just like the same conversation college football is having is, do you have super conferences in high school? Do you have you have the IMG academies in Bradenton, Florida, where people go who just simply want to focus on the thing. And
that's their choice.
Just like college football, we're having that discussion. Are we going to go super teams with super money, or are we going to be true to representing the mighty fine state of Nebraska when it comes to Big Ten athletics?
Love it, brother. Love it, DP. Someone sent in the text right here, which I think is spot on. That was Money G in Kansas. I like it. It's a quote by Hall of Fame pitcher Jeff Smoltz, and it goes in what you said, DP, Bach, as well. If your passion as a parent is greater than your kid's passion for what they're doing, it's not going to end well. It's not going to end well.
We say it all the time as coaches. I cannot want for the young person more than they do, but I also cannot want for the young person more than the parents do. And it's not my job to go I don't go to the couch, right? I don't go to their house, sit on the couch, and advise them on parenting. Hey, Jill, that's a terrible dinner choice tonight. That's terrible. What are we doing? That's not healthy. We're not building a healthy play. How's he going to play on Friday night eating this crap? But you can't do that. So you have to allow people to be people. You have to allow people to make decisions. And then ultimately, the young person, the grown-ups cannot ask the young people to be a version of themselves that they're not prepared to be, or they're just simply not built to be.
Yeah.
And it's okay, because we're all made individual. We know that. Let it be. You have to love. And in loving, sometimes you have to tell them a thing they don't want to hear. They don't want to hear.
Yep, absolutely. Folks, it's going to be interesting.
Hey, y'all be cool now.
DP, appreciate it, man. Guy that's coached all over the country, different aspects of it, multiple sports as far as that goes. Bach, before we go to break, I think about when Tua got his second concussion. I was in Washington, D.C. Okay, I'm watching that game in a hotel lobby eating dinner. And that doctor, then it didn't happen again. Was it 2 years ago when it happened again in his hands? He started showing the signs. I remember the doctor was under huge scrutiny. Like, how did you clear him to play? Sometimes we have to protect kids from themselves. I think as it gets into this situation, and I'm going to say on both sides of it, whether you're the team that's getting, beat pretty bad, or you're the team that's applying the beatings. Both sides, you got to teach them, what are we doing here? What are we really teaching our kids here? So it does come, like I said, knowing the situation, not knowing the situation in Lincoln High. There's been a number of people said, hey, man, they got a lot of injuries last year, that kids with concussions. It's an easy decision for me as a coach at that point. It's just like, we can't play this game. If you play that game and a kid gets seriously injured and you know what you know going in, it's going to be hard to lay your head down at night, man. So by no means are we questioning any coach's decision, but wondering how many injuries, whether it's at Lincoln High, whether it's you think about Benson. I mean, they had 13 players a couple years ago, 13 Bach on their varsity team. So this is not a Lincoln High issue. This is not even a Millard South issue. This is an issue to me to where the rules, they've made those changes for 26, 27. Hopefully it goes on longer than that. And they tweak it each year as they figure out what works and what doesn't work. So hopefully this is a very fluid constitution, if you would, to where in a way to where it says, okay, we try to make this change. There's been some things that were positive about it, but here's the cons. Let's work on the cons. and keep these pros moving forward. So these kids, at the end of the day, you want your kids safe and have a healthy experience, man. Folks, we'll offer some more insight on this throughout the week. We appreciate all the feedback because it's been very valuable, and we love it, man. And leave my links alone, Nick Bach.
All right.
And that to be 83, man.
84, 85.
I'm a link till I die, man. I'm a link till I die. And because you care about a school, you want to question. It's like I do about Nebraska. You're going to ask questions about it. So, folks, we'll be back. We'll hear some sound bites from both of the coordinators. It's The Drive, 93.7 A Ticket.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait. Apply now.
This is your year where your team takes it all the way. Win way more than bragging rights at Warhorse Casino, where your love of the game could put $1 million in your pocket. The Pro Football Frenzy is free to play with prizes all season long. Weekly cash prizes up to $1,000 cash, season-long leaderboards, and a chance to win $1 million. Only at Warhorse Casino. Wagers may only be placed on Nebraska-based teams when played outside the state of Nebraska. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Gambling problem? Call 1-833-BET-OVER.
Are you tired of your usual barbershop experience? Stop into Scissors and Scotch today. I know what you're thinking. Drink during a haircut? Don't worry. First comes the precision cut from one of their experienced barbers, followed by your complimentary cocktail in their upscale lounge. Scissors and Scotch blends your old school barber feel with your favorite watering hole. And now you can earn $10 off by simply mentioning the ticket. And if you're an existing member, still mention the ticket for an exclusive offer. Offer valid at Lincoln location only. Scissors and Scotch, located just south of 30th and Yankee Hill, and online at lincoln.scissorscotch.com.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Nebraska Lottery.
Do you have a new lotto game called Nebraska Pick 4?
Yes, sir. It costs just $1 to play. There's a $6,000 top prize with drawings every day, and you can choose from 6 different bet types.
Kind of like Nebraska Pick 3 with a bigger jackpot and more bet options?
Yes, sir. Any other questions I can answer?
Yeah, I misplaced my phone. Do you know where it is?
You're using it.
Ah, so I am. You lottery people know everything.
Straight bet top prize odds 1 in 10,000.
MHC isn't a new company, just a new name. Moe's Moving is now Moe's Home and Commercial. Whether moving across town or across the state, MHC Moving has you covered, specializing in home, apartment, assisted, and independent living moves. MHC can handle your commercial moves as well. MHC Moving has 0 hidden fees. You'll never pay for same-day booking or be charged for stairs, heavy items, or elevator fees. Rates are the same Monday through Saturday, and you will never pay a truck or fuel surcharge. And they offer payment plans through PayPal. Call MHC Moving today at 402-853-7167 or go to mhcmoving.com.
Have you heard about Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center? Located at 7555 Pioneers Boulevard, Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center offers compassionate, patient-focused care and provides outpatient surgery services, making it possible to have non-emergency surgery and return home the same day. Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center specializes in cardiology, vascular radiology, orthopedics, pain management, and much, much more. Give them a call today at 402-261-1085 or online at amimaging.com.
Mike, the insurance company wants us to replace the roof.
Wait, what? I thought everything was fine.
Yeah, it says right here our roof is too old and they won't be able to cover us anymore.
I guess it is 15 years old. Hi, I'm Austin with Roofing Service Company. We help homeowners with their roofing and siding projects. Financing options are available, and we can get you under a new roof no time at all. If this sounds like you, visit roofingservicecompany.com. That is roofingservicecompany.com.
Nebraska Lottery.
Do you have a new lotto game called Nebraska Pick 4?
Yes, sir. It costs just $1 to play. There's a $6,000 top prize with drawings every day, and you can choose from 6 different bet types.
Kind of like Nebraska Pick 3 with a bigger jackpot and more bet options?
Yes, sir. Any other questions I can answer?
Yeah, I misplaced my phone. Do you know where it is?
You're using it.
Ah, so I am. You lottery people know everything.
Straight bet top prize odds 1 in 10,000.
Hi, Sean Callahan here, and I've got some great news for you. Copple Chevrolet GMC is proud to be the #1 fastest growing GMC dealer in the Omaha and Lincoln metros. Copple is also celebrating its 50th anniversary. We want to say thank you to all of our customers that have helped us reach these milestones. So come see why so many customers, including myself, are choosing Copple Chevrolet GMC for their automotive needs. Please check us out at copplecars.com.
The party is back on in Lincoln this fall, and there's no party like the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Join the whole ticket crew for 2.5 hours of pregame coverage before every home and away game this football season as they get you ready for the game. It's the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show at our downtown studio at 11th and O. Sponsored by Select Plumbing, Raising Cane's, Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits, Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Currency, and the Kindler Hotel.
If you're seeking a career with a growing company, Gaina Trucking and Excavating is hiring and looking for additions to their team. Gaina Trucking has a strong team culture, competitive pay, 401ks, and benefits like health, dental, and vision. Drivers are guaranteed 40 hours per week, even in the winter months, and are home every night. Start your career today at Gaina Trucking and Excavating. Apply today at gainatrucking.com.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize to participate in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contests, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Now back to the drive with Aaron Davis and Nick Sainer, sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, folks, we are back on this wonderful Wednesday morning. Wonderful Wednesday morning. Folks, if you're looking for a win, if you're listening, you already got one. You woke up. It's a good way to start today is looking at the wins you can get. Buck, we had both coordinators. We had a great topic, which the listeners obviously were very engaged to because we talked about it for the majority of the show, which I love because we want to talk about sports, but obviously we're always talking about Nebraska football. Of course, they take on Maryland 2:30 on Saturday. Team flies out tomorrow to get acclimated, practice at a local high school field there. You think they'll play a high school team on Friday night?
Warm them up.
So, yeah, they will take on Maryland on Friday, again on Saturday at 2:30 there in Omaha. Bach, what's your initial thoughts about this game, man?
It starts to kind of feel like that next game is the biggest game, right? And maybe it's not going to get the pregame hype that a Michigan game or something like that would, but it is big. I think if Nebraska, and I think it's a matchup of equal footed teams. I mean, each team kind of has their own strengths and weaknesses, and that's the fear, right? Is some of Nebraska's weaknesses might fall right into Maryland's strengths as far as applying pressure to the quarterback. But still, Nebraska favored by 6.5. And you got to go on the road and get this win. So I think Nebraska's in a good position, but I think Maryland's proven they're a pretty good team. So it's going to be one of those games. And I don't know how everybody viewed the Michigan State game or kind of went through it. You're probably going to be upset at times watching this Nebraska-Maryland game.
Furious.
And then you're going to be happy at other times, and hopefully you get kind of the same feeling you did last week at the end of the game.
This is Nebraska's first real road test, as we all know. Arrowhead South was not a true road test, if you want to put it that way. We dominated probably 90% of the audience that was there.
Yeah,
we're Nebraska fans. The key is, can we bring Memorial Stadium energy to the East Coast? It's the Huskers are the last Big Ten team to play a true road game. We're the last one in the Big Ten to play a true road game, and it's rare this late in October, Bach, as far as that goes. Their road mentality, we all know, is going to be key. Discipline, communication, composure under pressure, because College Park, I'm sure that plays. And like I said, I don't know College Park's fan base, but when you're 4-1, I'm sure it's going to be a good audience, a good crowd there. Coach Lockley, Mike Lockley's got that team playing very well. Few numbers before we go to the presser clips. Black Shirts passing defense. It's been historic as far as that goes. The Black Shirts lead the nation. Pass yards allowed, 91.8 yards. Of course, Singleton have two picks on Saturday, which was very nice. They've allowed one passing touchdown all season and no 20-plus yards passing until late versus Michigan State. That was late in that one that killed us, that hurt us, if you would. Opponents are completing just a little over 50%. That's second best nationally. And here's other parts where we rank defense. Number 1 in pass efficiency defense. Number 4 in third down defense, 21%. Number 11 in total defense, allowing only 247 yards per game. Number 23 in scoring defense, 16.2 a game. Folks, that's attitude coverage was what they're doing right there. It's just a mentality they have back there. Buck, what do you got first, my man?
Yeah, let's jump into this. We could start on the opposite side of the balls. I think the biggest question all week around the fan base was asked to Dana Holgorsen, who is to blame for all the sacks? Is it the quarterback, the offensive line, the wide receivers? Dana Holgorsen broke it down.
It's everything. It's everything. Not one time as I pointed the finger at the O-line. It's everything. It's the entire offense. One of the sacks, it was a bad play call. One of now we just got kind of beat, right? But I can prevent that in that setting. When Dylan got beat after we would have scored and we went backwards, okay, it was a bad play, bad loss. I shouldn't have called the play I did, which forced 5-man protection. Tackle gets beat and there's another negative play. So just compounding plays. That's on me. The running back, there's one on him. The receiver's got to continue to get open quickly. And then, Dylan, there a couple, one, I know at least one of them was on Dylan. We had a wide open end cut and he didn't trigger it. Just got to be in the proper headspace and get rid of the ball. So it's just absolutely everything.
Buck, I was glad where he first pointed the finger at himself. Me personally, it's like, I'm not pointing the finger at anybody. I thought he was just come in and say, I'm blaming everybody on the O-line.
That's what I would do.
Pass pipeline guys, future everybody. Buck, what does that do for a team when you got Holgorsen saying, pointing the finger at himself, there's a bad play call. Yes, he understands he's got to get rid of the ball quicker. Yes, we all got to improve. What does that do for your team to hear him just say, look, this is on me. I take ownership of this. I'm not pointing the fingers at anybody else but myself.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's true. I mean, every football play is going to be dissected. I mean, that's why it's such a great team sport, right? There's 11 men on the field. You got to win your individual battles, but even beyond that is the play caller, and so, there's at times, and we've talked about it, where it's like, okay, if you're struggling this bad against this end, maybe it wouldn't be a bad idea to leave the running back in to kind of chip, or leave it tight end on the line. So, it all kind of factors in together. And, I don't think Dana Holgorsen is first and foremost the problematic part of it, but to include himself in that does show, again, kind of more of that team bond, but in steering them in the right direction. But we'll see. I mean, if it's everybody that's involved with it, everybody's got to work together to fix it, because 12 sacks in the last 2 games, that's not a recipe for success.
In this team, Michigan State, this Maryland team is one of the leaders in the conference and the nation as far as sacks per game.
Yeah.
So when I started digging deeper with Maryland, and after I let Michigan State go, the numbers there, always kind of like yourself, you kind of keep an eye on the upcoming opponents, highlights and see what they're doing, read the tea leaves, if you would. And this Maryland team is playing with a lot of gumption. They play on the edge. And their defense, their front four are ruthless, which I'm going to be honest, I'm concerned.
Yeah.
And I think I've said that every week the past 5 weeks. I'm concerned. And, with an exception of Akron and Houston Christian, I was totally fine. But with Cincinnati, not knowing what we were getting into, and I still think we've got a lot more data for us, of course, games. And Michigan showed where the barometer was for us right now, where we're laid at. Michigan State was another one that exposed some things. Against Michigan, Raiola was sacked, for half a football field, 7 times for 49 yards. How many sacks against Michigan State was it?
5.
5 times again. And some of those, after watching the game again, and Raiola mentioned it, Holgorsen mentioned it, Rule mentioned it. We have an average of 4.05 seconds. You got to get rid of the ball. He understands that. The O-line understands too. Those 5 times where he didn't have 4.05 seconds, you've got to hold your blocks. So we got to get somebody not hold the ball as long, and someone else, obviously the tackles and the guards, etc., holding their blocks a little longer to give them some ample time. And I've heard this from people at times, well, man, these receivers aren't getting open. no, when you got 1 seconds to get rid of it, I mean, sometimes they're not going to get open. They're just getting out of their break sometimes. But to the defense of some of those guys mentioned, this is Raiola. Raiola is one of the leading in all percentages, in all categories in the nation. So this is, I'm glad that Dana said what he did. It's a collective effort. It's a collective blame. But also the results are getting the positive. Those are collective as well.
Yeah, let's hear real quickly from the other side of the ball. John Butler previewing Maryland's offense.
I think they're a balanced offense. You know, their statistics passing game wise are better than run game wise, but we always have to pay attention to the run game. I think that their passing game is not just drop back oriented. They're good in the play action game. They're good in the RPO game, and then they really have three, but really two main guys that are averaging over 17 yards a catch. So when you have that, you better make sure that you're in position, that you're challenging them, that you've got, population around their routes. And so I think that, it's a combination of their scheme, which I think their staff does a good job of, the quarterback who really knows where to go with the ball. And then, they like to get the ball into those receivers' hands and that tight end's hands and give them a chance to run. So, whether we're playing man or we're playing zone, we've got to do a good job.
I like how he said, Bach, keeping receivers population around the receivers.
That stuck out to me too. That's an interesting way to say it.
We don't want to see tumbleweed going by. There's no one around him.
And now you're bringing back highlights from the Michigan game.
Yeah.
It sounds like, yeah.
I like populated receivers. Okay, I like a lot of people around them. Well, this quarterback, the freshman phenom, I think he's 18, maybe 18 or 19 now, Malik Washington. And Bach, it scares me again. He's already been named Big Ten Freshman of the Week twice. He's known for keeping plays alive once again with his legs. I'm so tired of that stat line. He extends a lot of plays, not just on a run. He's slippery. He's poised. Dude, what is up with these mature freshmen? Bach, this is like Underwood freshman, Malik Washington freshman.
Yeah.
Where are these guys? What are they eating and drinking growing up?
Well, they're two of the top recruited quarterbacks across the country, and I think part of that is the Big Ten, the fact that these teams, the Big Ten and the SEC has obviously separated themselves, and there's maybe more NIL money to play. Malik Washington personally is kind of sticking around his neighborhood. He's a Maryland guy, so that's always something that if Maryland could keep their players in state, they might be one of the best programs in the nation. It's just always kind of been a little bit of a problem for them. So he could be a guy. But I what I'm really intrigued by is if they do, Michigan did this the game before where they let Bryce Underwood go with his legs, right? And so that was kind of the fear in that one. Didn't need to maybe as much against Nebraska. When he did, it was effective. Does Maryland do the same type of thing here? Because Malik Washington can move. He is mobile, but he only has 22 yards rushing on the year, and they've only given up 1 sack. So it's not one of those college stats where the quarterback's losing a bunch of rushing yards there. So he's mostly scrambling to pass. Do they tweak in their game plan, because they throw the ball 39 times a game or something like that, to say, hey, this is the number one pass defense. Maybe we should run the ball a little bit more.
He's the type of quarterback that frustrates you, not so much because he's fast, because he is. He just doesn't let plays die. He constantly keeps giving oxygen and life support to plays. And me and you both know, Bach, that does not bode well for Nebraska at times with other RPO quarterbacks that are elusive. Underwood, Childs as well, Sorsby at Cincinnati. They have posed issues for us by giving oxygen to plays. It's going to be crucial for our ends and for our interior alignment and our backers as well, to learn to stay disciplined defense, to cut off all oxygen for him to keep extending plays. As far as that goes, you look at Maryland could easily be 5-0. They had a 20-0 lead over Washington. 20-0 lead. And Oxygen got cut short.
That's right.
So this team we're playing could easily be 5-0, and they beat Wisconsin 27-10 earlier this year for the first time in school history. So this team they've got great taste of success, and obviously this Wisconsin team is down. But anytime you beat a team you have never beaten in school history, that's a momentum shift, regardless of what Wisconsin is doing right now. And then to know that you were beating a team by 20, and then gave it up basically on your own mistakes. This team is battle tested. They've got some scars, and you know what? They understand this is going to be on the Big Ten Network. There's going to be a lot of eyes on it. Mike Locksley is a chance for him to give his program another notch in the belt for this year. So Nebraska's going to have to go in this game strapped up heads ready to go. As Jay would say, you got to put heads to bed. You cannot allow a team like this. I'll say this. If Nebraska jumps up on 14 against Maryland and plays with their food, self-mistakes, allowing, turnovers, jumping offsides, things of that nature, a Mike Locksley team is going to make you play with more talent, in my opinion, than what a Michigan State team did with Aiden Childs.
Yeah, certainly could be the case. That's why, again, I think it's a big game for Maryland. I think people need to realize that too. As everybody knows, the difference between 5-1 and 4-2 is big, but especially Maryland's been, and I don't know if a lot of people know this, they've won like 18 straight non-con games.
Yes.
I mean, they take care of their business. So it's been conference play that's bothered them. A couple of years ago, Matt Rule's first year, they came in and got that 13-10 win.
Oh,
that
don't
was
remind me
big
of that
for them
game.
too. That gave them bowl eligibility.
That one hurt.
And obviously hurt Nebraska. Now you come back. Now bowl eligibility is not on the line, but there's no fear of Nebraska. They're gonna kind of think at the same time. This is one of those. This is maybe 8-9 in the Big Ten or somewhere along those lines. You gotta fight upwards and win this game to move up in the Big Ten.
Block, you just saying that, and I was looking at my ends on my outfit and my hat. That infuriates me. But it's the truth. Bach, it's the truth. They're not scared of us.
Yeah.
Until we play consistently enough to instill that fear in teams again, and that's not something you do in a season either. You got to have some longevity. There's got to be a runway. There's got to be a body of work to show that, hey, this Nebraska team is different now. They have to keep proving that. In College Park, 2:30 on Saturday is going to be another opportunity for them to begin to right the ship, if you would, in the past couple years. Folks, when we come back, we got the 80 attitude adjustment in close, but Nebraska takes on, as we all know, Maryland 2:30 on Saturday. A lot of MLB baseball today. Nick and actually Austin are going to the Cubs game today. Hopefully they get a win, because if not, I think Nick is going to be insufferable, man. I think it's going to be insufferable either way. So, folks, we'll be back. It's Buck and AD. It's The Drive.
Nebraska Lottery.
Do you have a new lotto game called Nebraska Pick 4?
Yes, sir. It costs just $1 to play. There's a $6,000 top prize with drawings every day, and you can choose from 6 different bet types.
Kind of like Nebraska Pick 3 with a bigger jackpot and more bet options?
Yes, sir. Any other questions I can answer?
Yeah, I misplaced my phone. Do you know where it is?
You're using it.
Ah, so I am. You lottery people know everything.
Straight bet top prize odds 1 in 10,000.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills Global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program by building a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see mostly sunny skies and light winds. High around 67. Tonight, clear skies and light and variable winds, low around 45. And tomorrow, we'll see mainly sunny skies with a light breeze, acting high near 69. I'm meteorologist Kyle Flecker from 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Fall is here, and so are cooler temps, darker evenings, and slick roads. Is your vehicle ready for the change in seasons? At A1 Automotive, we've got you covered. From tire checks, brake inspections, batteries, and heater systems, we make sure your car is road ready for the Nebraska winters ahead. Don't wait until the first frost. Schedule your fall car care checkup today and drive with confidence all season long. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
It's the best time of the year to order a new John Deere self-propelled windrower from Landmark Implement during the early order program. Hay harvest is a race against time. Order a new John Deere self-propelled windrower to harvest your hay quickly and efficiently while promoting quick dry down for quality hay. Now is the time to lock in the best price of the year. Contact your local Landmark location for full details on a new self-propelled windrower and experience the Landmark difference.
Mike, I've been thinking our house could really use a makeover. How about new siding?
I've been thinking the same thing. Have you heard of James Hardy?
Yes! Sarah down the street had Roofing Service Company install James Hardy siding on their home, and they love it.
Roofing Service Company does have great reviews.
They took her through the design process and made everything super easy.
Roofing Service Company offers expert design and installation. Couple that with James Hardy's durable products and variety of colors, you and your family will love your exterior remodel. Just visit roofingservicecompany.com. That's roofingservicecompany.com.
Have you heard about Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center? Located at 7555 Pioneers Boulevard, Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center offers compassionate, patient-focused care and provides outpatient surgery services, making it possible to have non-emergency surgery and return home the same day. Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center specializes in cardiology, vascular radiology, orthopedics, pain management, and much, much more. Give them a call today at 402-261-1085 or online at amimaging.com.
Hey there, this is Paul Scheel, owner of High Electric. I want to thank our friends and loyal customers and introduce High Electric to those looking for a new electrician. We've been serving the Lincoln and Omaha area for over 30 years, from design to install, upgrades, and repair. If you are a homeowner or a small business needing some electrical work, call us at 402-466-6606 or check us out at hyelectric.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
Are you tired of your usual barbershop experience? Stop into Scissors and Scotch today. I know what you're thinking. Drink during a haircut? Don't worry. First comes the precision cut from one of their experienced barbers, followed by your complimentary cocktail in their upscale lounge. Scissors and Scotch blends your old school barber feel with your favorite watering hole. And now you can earn $10 off by simply mentioning the ticket. And if you're an existing member, still mention the ticket for an exclusive offer. Offer valid at Lincoln location only. Scissors and Scotch, located just south of 30th and Yankee Hill, and online at lincoln.scissorscotch.com.
Lincoln's go-to for fun isn't new. It's a place that's been a staple of the city for years and is only getting better. Matson's Bowling and Billiards always has open bowling available with no long lines, unlike other centers. They have live music almost every weekend and great food at EJ's Bar and Lounge, with seating for 150 people. They have popular meals like the EJ Burger, pizza for the whole family, and famous EJ's Wings. Contact Sarah to book a party for friends, coworkers, or family at Matson's Bowling and Billiards, just south of 48th and Holdridge.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize to participate in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Now back to The Drive with Aaron Davis and Nick Sainer. Sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, folks, we are back. And, man, thank you for riding with us. As always, it's a fast ride. Bach even put it even in turbo when he mentioned my Lynx getting beat by 83. I'm like, hey, man, you overstepped the boundary there, Bach. You better keep LHS out of your mouth.
What is a forfeit? Did that go down as 100-0 or?
I have no idea, man. I have no idea. Like I said, it's going to be interesting, man. And I love my Lynx. I understand why they're getting it done that way. I hate it for all the kids involved, man.
Yeah.
I hate it for all the kids involved. You don't want to get anybody hurt. There's been enough of that already. And I know we're going to talk about it more the next couple of days. We'll talk about it throughout until the playoffs even start. And will Millard South even be tested with any team in the state? West Side, maybe?
Yeah.
I mean, I just don't know who that team is going to be as far as that goes. But best of luck to all the teams out there. And as always, be safe out there as well while you're doing it. Man, the attitude adjustment for the days, man, is, and I've said similar things before. Tomorrow I'm speaking at a conference. It's called the Hustle Conference. It's in Omaha, and it's from entrepreneurs, business owners, individuals, just people. And it's going to have all sorts of workshops and tracks. I'm going to MC the event and do a short keynote as well. And Dr. Benjamin Hardy, he wrote a book called Scaling, The Science of Scaling. He wrote a number of books. One of his books is called 10 Times is Easier Than 2 Times. Another one he wrote that I love. I mean, I love all of them. This one I love the most. One of the best ones I love is called The Gap, Not the Gain. Meaning focus on the gain, not the gap. Oftentimes we're so worried about, oh man, look how much further I have to go. Well, look how much you gained. This morning, Bach, was the first time I was able to run in place with no pain. And it felt awesome. And I was pissed because I had to cut my weight session a little shorter because I forgot something I needed to give my daughter. And I was like, dang it. Not that I got to see my daughter, but I just had to cut it short. But I'm like, AD, what are you really tripping about? You were able to run in place today with no pain. My back is tender, but I don't have pain shooting down my leg. So it's easy for us to look at, and folks, when I give a talk, there could be 99 people who love it and one that says, I'll never listen to this guy again. I've seen that before, before, Bach. One of the questions is, would you hear Aaron Davis again? There's one that said, definitely not.
Not happy.
Not happy. And literally at this particular conference, there were over 700 people in the audience. There was literally one that said, definitely not. But if we're not careful, we're focusing on that one.
Right.
Instead of the 700 people that enjoyed it. So, folks, focus on your gains, not the gap or the bad thing or the hiccup or whatever is going on. Because in this world today, our world thrives on negativity. Folks, thanks for riding with us today. Up next, we got
Lionheart Live.
Lionheart Live. Cannot wait. Bach, appreciate you, man. Folks, Bach will be back tomorrow. Maybe. But for sure, you'll have Austin and Nick calling in from the Big Ten Media Days for basketball. Thanks for riding with us. It's the Drive.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Hi, Sean Callahan here, and I've got some great news for you. Copple Chevrolet GMC is proud to be the #1 fastest growing GMC dealer in the Omaha and Lincoln metros. Copple is also celebrating its 50th anniversary. We want to say thank you to all of our customers that have helped us reach these milestones. So come see why so many customers, including myself, are choosing Copple Chevrolet GMC for their automotive needs. Please check us out at copplecars.com.
The temperature and leaves are falling daily, so that means it's time for a new pair of shoes for the fall season from Brown's Shoe Fit. Now through October 31st, take $15 off any regularly priced fall shoes and boots. Brands like Keen, Oboz, Echo, Taos, and Atrex all $15 off. Some exclusions may apply. See store for details. This is the sale you've all been waiting for, so get down to Brown's Shoe Fit on 66th and Q. Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9